Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome to the latest episode of the Bradford City Road to Glory career mode. And guys, today we're about to find out what striker I signed, because of course in the previous episode I left you, for the first time in the history of this Road to Glory J-Bucks career mode, I gave the viewers the power to choose what signing we make. I gave you either Adam Taggart, a striker Australian from the A-League for the Newcastle Jets, and Yassine Benzia for Lyon in the Liga 1, and of course he's French as well. And we have already signed Yassine Benzia before, and the votes in the end were pretty conclusive who we were going to sign. It was always going to be Yassine Benzia. Yep, with a staggering over, like, it was double the votes of Adam Taggart. And you know, everyone that said, or most people that just said Benzia, also wanted to mention that they want me to try to pick up Taggart at some point. But yes, Benzia was the overwhelming favourite, and so he gets his spot in the starting 11. Welcome back, Yassine Benzia. This will be something. He's about to play his first game back. He's about to play his first game for Bradford coming up very, very soon. But let's go through his stats. Of course, he does have some very good stats. Of course, stats that were, you know, he's got more of the... What I'm trying to say is he's got more of the, you know, sexier stats, if that makes sense. He's got more of the sexier stats, like better dribbling curve, some shooting, some decent pace as well. But he lacks things that Taggart had that makes me a little bit concerned, because to be totally honest, maybe a bit of a biased opinion, but I kind of think that Taggart might have been the better choice here for FIFA 14 career mode. For FIFA 13 career mode, I think you'd go with Benzia every single day. But with the way that the game has changed, I feel like Taggart might have been a little bit better. He's a bit taller, a bit stronger. He's got a bit more stamina as well. But either way, Benzia should still be quality. But we're about to find out, won't we? We of course have our first game out of the January transfer window. Benzia is starting it, and so is Gazzaniga. Both debut games for these two. So let's see how they both go. I'm hoping to see a hell of a lot less in Gazzaniga than I will of Benzia. So either way, some poor shaky defense at the start, a shot that was saved by Gazzaniga despite being offside, and now we go wide with Benzia. He's against Fulham, by the way, so this is a very tough ask. Benzia with a touch, Benzia with a goal. What an amazing start. Absolutely brilliant stuff. He does have the finesse trait, and that's exactly what he does, finessing it, fake shotting right past his man, doing a little step over past, I believe, Richter, or whatever his name is, number 35 for Fulham. But yes, it is Benzia who scores in less than 10-15 minutes for Bradford. It did not take long, and he's about to assist. Yes, he will. Great cross into, I don't know who that is. Is it Reed? It looks like so. Yes, it is. Getting another goal in the 27th, 26th minute. We've scored 2 goals in less than 30, nearly conceding there. Gazzaniga's goal, nearly conceding his first one for Bradford, and I want to postpone that for as long as possible, because of course I do want to be playing Gazzaniga as much as possible, get plenty of games into him. He is about 21 years of age, so I would love to try to get him to a nice high overall. He's about 65 at the moment. Kalasnich, or whatever his name is, tried to chip over the keeper. It did work, but it didn't go far enough, and was cleared off the line by my right back, or by my left back, should I say. And yes, we end up winning the first game back against Fulham, this cup competition. Sensational stuff. So we beat a Premier League side who I believe we've actually played before. Don't hold me to it, but I'm actually confident that we have played Fulham before. And look at that. Yassine Benzia on his first game for Bradford got a man of the match rating, and look at Gazzaniga getting the second highest as well with an 8.3. That is so good to see, great for the future. But the votes for that game, I'm giving 1 vote to Gazzaniga, 2 votes going to Carl McHugh, and 3, you can't argue, with Yassine Benzia. And that is just an absolute fantastic start. You know, again, I had my doubts over going with Benzia over Taggart, but at the same time, Benzia doing wonders in that first game. Scored a ripping goal, and hopefully there's plenty more to come, and hopefully we can get that overall up to around about, hopefully, you know, the 70 mark toward the end of the season. That'd be sensational. But either way, we of course, as well as that, more good news. We're getting an injured player back, and that is of course Mark Yates, who early in the season was right up there in terms of voting for the J-Bucks medal. Like, he was leading at one point, he was second and third for the majority of it before getting injured, and of course he slid down. But hopefully he's not going to have he's not going to be one of those players that comes back from injury and then just loses all their mojo. I really don't want that to happen. But anyway, we're second at the moment, tied second, both with 29 games played, but with the other team that we're tied with at second spot, which is okay, but hopefully we can get the right results so that way we can stay there. And this is looking a bit shaky. The slide tackle, the striker for the other team went right around the man that slid down. I think it was Carl McHugh as well. And yeah, that's not the greatest result. So we've actually conceded pretty early in this game. Gazzaniga's first conceded goal for Bradford. I know I don't want to make too big a deal of that, but no, we couldn't score that time, sadly. And attacking forward there We unfortunately were just getting out-muscled off the ball. But Hansen's there with a nice little lob through ball over to Benzia. Perfectly weighted. Benzia tries to chip. It's saved. Hansen runs back up. Can't win the header. And they clear. Yes, they clear. And now we're running out of time. 83rd minute. We need something. We pass it to our captain, Hansen, who's got space. He's just going to turn himself. Turn and shoot and score. Finesse, side netting, just like Benzia's. A little minus the trickery, but Hansen does it simple and just puts it in the net. That's what we needed. And maybe even a third goal for the game. Second for Bradford. Couldn't get there. The cross was too close to wheel their keeper for Shrewsbury. So sadly, it was no 3 points this time around, but we did score within the last 10 minutes of the game. It was our captain, James Hansen, who had a very good game with a 7.2 rating. The man of the match was Alejandro Morozo that got subbed off. But either way, let's have a look at the votes. For that game, I ended up giving one to Morozo, FIFA 14's man of the match. I ended up giving 2 votes to Doyle in that game, and I gave 3 votes, the maximum votes, going to the captain, James Hansen, scoring our only goal of the game, and it ended up being the difference. But yes, it's a great start so far that I'm having. Again, Gazzaniga didn't have the greatest of games, and, you know, Benzia coming off a fantastic game against Fulham, didn't really bring it that much. He didn't see too much of the ball, and when he had the ball in that game, I remember making a note of this, he wasn't too spectacular. And another thing as well that I've actually failed to put in here, but I've actually signed a scout, and it's not just like a scout for transfers, it's a youth scout. And that, like, scouting for youth players in FIFA 14 career mode has almost been lost. It was massive in FIFA 13, but when I'm watching career modes on YouTube, and even friends that are doing career modes and playing FIFA, it's the youth staff, the youth, you know, scouting for youth players, 14, 15-year-olds in countries over the world. That actual feature in career mode seems to have been very, very lost because it's tucked away in, like, the menus and the settings, and it's not that effective anymore. Like, sometimes you were pulling, like, you know, sometimes they'd be, like, high 60s, almost 70 rated youth players, and they would have ridiculous potentials, but it seems to not be as overpowered in FIFA 14, which is a shame because now it's not getting used as much. But either way, we've got a game against Walsall here. Great save from Gazzaniga that time, stopping what would have been a goal. And again, can we do it here? It's a cross coming in. We need to deal with it. Doolan went up and flew for it, but he couldn't. And we still have not got possession. We tried to tackle. We missed a shot, a save. Couldn't get this second 9. No, he parried it toward a striker from the other team. And we're down. Again, we've conceded, which is a not great thing, but instead, a beautiful little ball into Hansen. That's such a delivery. And Hansen delivers it in the back of the net. That's 2 games and 2 goals back to back. Hansen, of course, we've sold Giroud, so we need Benzia to step up. But if he can't, we need to make sure at least Hansen can. And at the start of this career mode, he was on fire, nearly scoring another goal that time, but it was saved. Very well done. And again, we've just got to defend. Exposed here. Gap at the back. Gazzaniga comes out, and the shot comes off the post and goes over the goal line. Getting away with it that time. And again, 90th minute, taken down to the box. We concede a penalty in stoppage time. I can't believe it. We could very well go from getting at least a point here to now getting nothing. And what a huge moment this is for Gazzaniga. The first penalty that he's had to try to stop, and it's only his 3rd game. He goes the right way, but it doesn't matter because the striker blows it anyway, putting it over the top of the crossbar. I don't know if Gazzaniga had it covered. He went the right way, but I don't know if he went in time. But thankfully, it didn't have to worry him. He's still 100% saves, or 100% not conceding from penalties at his time at Bradford so far after 3 games. So yes, very nice. And again, the man of the match in this game, for FIFA 14 at least, is the substituted player. Of course, John Stead doing quite well. Assisted a very nice and the only goal for Bradford that was scored by Hansen. But anyway, more votes. Let's have a look. I'm giving 1 vote in that game. It's going to go to Stead, of course, man of the match again. 2 votes are going to go to Hansen in that game, and 3 votes go to the goalkeeper, Gazzaniga, who did get a 6.9 rating, and of course Hansen did a little bit higher, but again, it's not always about the rating that FIFA 14 give the players, it's about my personal opinion, and that's just how I felt it was. Yeah, Hansen pulling some votes. He's got 5 in his last 2 games so far, so if he keeps going, he's about to absolutely overtake the leaders at the moment. And by the way, I know I haven't added a monthly update for this episode, but in the next episode, we will have a J-Bucks Medal Monthly update. We get to see where we are at the moment in the votes. But this, ladies and gentlemen, an FA Cup fixture, round of 16 against Liverpool, who in this career mode season, by the way, in the BPL, are top. They are killing it in the BPL right now. They're up by a few points, so they're definitely a dangerous team. They've made some transfers as well. For example, one that you might see in the game itself is Luka Modric, who is unbelievable in this game, and he's just bossing it. They've actually sold Suarez, so that's something that works in my favour. You can see Modric getting a touch there anyway. But this is the biggest game that we have played so far. Of course, maybe Chelsea, you could say, and unfortunately he's offside there with a very, very good chance to score against Liverpool. And we are not going to have many chances. We just got to defend for our life. And hopefully Gazzaniga can kick some ass as well. And he does it there with his first save of the game. I get the feeling it won't be his last. Another corner coming in. They make a head onto it and easily plucked by Gazzaniga. Very well done. And again, we keep on going. Iago Aspas, Henderson a shot, another save, but he's fouled on the edge of the box. The umpire the referee does not let it go on through. We concede a free kick. Modric takes, Modric scores. Unbelievable free kick. No keeper was going to stop that. Gazzaniga, sadly, unfortunately, couldn't keep that one out. But either way, that was the first half, and again, we weren't able to score. That one chance that we had where my striker was offside was my best chance, and now it's gotten a hell of a lot worse and a hell of a lot harder. In the 51st minute, we concede the second goal of the game, and it was kind of funny because it wasn't even a pass. I actually tackled the striker, and after the tackle, the ball went right to the striker that was next to him, and then he tapped it in. And another great save. We should be 3-0 down, but Gazzaniga has been killing it. Sadly, he did concede 2, but I felt like against Liverpool, it was a matter of time. They are a very tough team. We lose this game 2-0. Our first loss in a while, unfortunately, but yes, it looks like we're knocked out of the FA Cup in the round of 16. We still went pretty far for, of course, a League One side, but either way, hopefully we can improve on that next season. But we're out for now, and none of my players really did that well. I mean, definitely didn't rate very well, apart from a 7.8 to Gazzaniga. Sensational effort from him. And but either way, let's have a look at the votes for that game. I'm going to give one vote. It's going to go to, let's go, McArdle. Rory McArdle getting one vote. 2 votes are going to Gazzaniga in that game, and 3 votes are going to James Meredith. Now, he is, of course, my left back. You didn't see too much of him in that package, but you just got to trust me on these ones, guys. Sometimes they just have amazing performances, and you don't really get to see it that much because I can't include everything. But either way, that's going to do it for this episode. Bradford's back. We're going to roll on through to the end of the season, which will be very soon in a matter of episodes, and then we start season 2. But until then, guys, I'm your host, Game of the MasterBucks. Gillingham coming up soon, and peace out. Bye-bye.